welcome to another episode of Mad Rewind. Lovers of all things comedy, I do have a special treat for you today. My friend Frank Caeti, hello. We're friends, right?
Of course we are.
I'm not giving you a choice.
No, we are friends.
But you know what? The weird thing is, we never worked together.
We did not.
But I ran into you on I think it's Chicago-style softball field. Or not a Chicago-style softball field, but it was Chicago-style softball. That growing up in Kansas, I used to call Jumbotron ball or Jesus ball, which is another story. But we were in the stands, and I was like, "Do you know me?" And he was like, "I think you used to be on you used to work on MADtv." And I'm like, "And you were actually on MADtv, but after I had left." So. And now I just stalk you at all the comedy theaters around Los Angeles.
But people spoke so highly of you, and then that was so nice.
And then they all disappeared. And now there's like little mounds in my backyard.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they get water, sometimes they don't. Frank, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
It's my pleasure.
I'm just gonna start rolling. Let's go.
Do it.
A little backstory for you. Frank joined the cast of MADtv during the 11th season as a featured cast member and was moved up to the repertory cast in season 12, appearing in 35 episodes. Some of Frank's recurring characters included Merlin Pebsworth, the host of Discovery Kids' science show called Who Da Thunk, Baby Joey, the baby who only performs on camera when his parents aren't watching, and Kyle Jones, the evangelist car salesman. I can't talk.
You're doing great.
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, kids. Frank also did impressions of Zach Braff, Sylvester Stallone, Gerard Way, My Chemical Romance, hello, Truman Capote, and Jimmy Johnson, to name a few. He has also appeared on Modern Family, Bob and Vargas, Chicago Party Ant, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Chicago Fire, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Frank is also an alumnus of Second City and Comedy Sports in Chicago and UCB in I.O. Now, is that I.O. West or I.O. Chicago?
Both.
Oh, look at you, fancy pants.
Very fancy. I did comedy for free in 2 cities.
I know somebody the other day was like, "We can pay you for this," and I'm like, "Girl, I grew up doing improv. What's money?"
No, thank you.
Mad Rewind, please welcome Frank Caeti. Thank you for...
one down, 7,000 to go.
Just a few more to go.
Okay.
I'm just going to roll it. Let's go.
Go for it.
Frank Caeti, when did you know you were funny?
I'm going to push back on this question a little bit.
Okay.
Because I can't say with certainty that I am funny.
I believe you are.
Because I don't know who my audience is at any given moment, and funny is subjective. So I can think I'm funny, but there are lots of people that are funny to a lot of people, but somebody doesn't find them funny. So I don't know if I am funny. It's like that kind of philosophical, that you keep trying to learn, and the more you learn, the more you learn, the more you learn, you learn you know nothing. So I don't know if I'm funny. I think I enjoy being silly and hope the result is a laugh, and therefore that's funny. So I really love laughing. And the only thing I love more than laughing is making people laugh.
Did you make your parents laugh?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was like a survival tactic.
We all have that one.
Yeah, I think anybody that gets into comedy has a deep core wound.
Oh, yeah. There's so much trauma.
Yeah, but also I was the youngest by a lot, and I was the only child of my parents, and my parents were married prior, so they had children before, but my closest sibling is a half-sibling. I have no full siblings other than myself.
Okay.
Am I my own sibling? Sure. And they were 8 years older than me, my sister. Okay. So, and then up to like 13 years older than me, so it was a big age gap.
Okay.
But like when you're the youngest... there's like you sort of need to be funny to get attention because otherwise everybody's over it. They're moving on with their lives.
Yeah. But the rules also kind of drop a little bit, too, when you're younger, right?
Oh, for sure. I was sent out on my own recognizance a lot. Go out, go do something. There were many hours of the day that I was unaccounted for. And I was a very cute child. I'm surprised I wasn't
You weren't kidnapped?
picked up by somebody.
Did you grow up in Chicago? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, in the Chicago suburbs.
Oh, bad people of Chicago. You had an opportunity and you missed it.
Well, you missed out. You can still grab me anytime. Grab me at the corner of...
Flower and Alameda in 35 minutes.
Yep, I'll be right out there.
Did you have family members that were funny? Like, were your parents funny, or were you just funny to get out of a crime that you had committed so you wouldn't get grounded?
They're very funny. But I'm the only person that's ever done anything like creative or performance-oriented in my family. But they're like very funny characters and taught me the value of a laugh. And when I think of family gatherings, I think of lots of people laughing. Like, there was just a ton of joy and laughter and, a little bit of good old-fashioned antagonism. So they were, like, very funny. My father, amazing storyteller, and my mom is a New Yorker and is a character and the toughest person I've ever known. So, like, she's funny in her own way. So they were, and then I was just surrounded by characters.
Okay.
Like, there were some real interesting folks in my family.
Like what?
Like extended family. Like I had an Aunt Pepina who was like 4'9" and had a mustache. She was a woman.
Yes.
And I would only see her at funerals or Christmas.
Gold mine.
Yeah. And she would squeeze my cheeks and she insisted on kissing me and I would feel this bushy woman mustache on my cheek.
Were you polite about it?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you gotta
I was
be.
nice. I was a sweet boy. Like I continue to be a non-confrontational adult, and I was an extremely non-confrontational child. So like it was like again defense mechanism of comedy. Pepina, there was everybody. There was people called Capicola unironically gabagool in my family. Like they were like, hey, let's get some gabagool. And it was like, what?
Here's the origin story for Sopranos in your family.
To a certain extent.
Nice.
But Chicago version.
Okay.
But then my mom is a New York Italian.
Okay.
So, like, I got both. So there's just characters. Like, also, like, everybody in New York, my mom's from Long Island, they're all characters. Mm-hmm. But none of them are performers, but they're just characters.
Did you ever pull from that?
I'm sure I did. I never, like, said I'm doing so-and-so. I've never been like, oh, I got to do an impression of so-and-so, but certainly informed by that.
Like a hint of this person and a dash of that?
Yeah, like a composite of like
okay.
different family members or things I observed, like, holy shit, these people are so
That
fun.
shit and the best.
Oh, yeah, like in the best way possible. I love that, yeah.
So who were your comedy heroes growing up?
Oh, boy, I have so many. I feel like... I was partially raised with syndicated television.
Okay.
My folks were divorced when I was like 7, and so syndicated TV was my third parent. So in that, the things that were on a lot and often were the things that I felt like very influenced by, but then also film. So like Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder, Eddie Murphy, listening to Eddie Murphy's albums on cassette and knowing they were completely inappropriate for us way too young. Carol Burnett, syndication, Lucille Ball in syndication, John Candy in his film work, Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, Jan Hooks, so many people that I just love, Steve Martin, that I loved, and many of them were probably, I was way too young, but I loved it. Also, my dad did not care and would take me to rated R movies when I was 8. Like he was like, "Hey, let's go to the show."
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, "Boobs."
I think my first rated R movie was The Jerk.
The Jerk is a good movie.
Yeah.
Does it hold up? I haven't seen it recently.
I think so.
It's such a great movie.
I did teach my nephew when he would, we'd be at the lake and he'd jump off the dock. I'd be like, scream, he hates these cans. And then he would always do it. And we're like, and the people in the boats going by are like, is he quoting The Jerk? I'm like, he is. We're raising that kid right.
You're raising him right.
So since your dad didn't care and it was like boobs, so like he didn't care that you were listening to Eddie Murphy cassette, or did he even know what was on?
My mom cared.
Okay.
My dad was like, you probably been like, don't do that. Like, and then be like, all right, good parenting. All right. But like, I think they cared very much about, like, they didn't want it to be a reflection of them for me to be like just a swearing little kid. Mm-hmm. But like, yet they had no problem swearing in front of me. There was no like
filter.
No filter. Like it was on 100% always. So I think that, and also my friends, like if I was at my friend's place who their parents were maybe a little tighter, but like at my house, I don't think they cared. Like my sister showed me The Exorcist when I was like 6 years old.
Nice.
And it ruined me. Core wound number 1.
Memory bank, pull it forward.
Still sits right here.
Head rotation.
Yeah.
So did you ever do any impressions or quote these comedians when you were a kid?
Oh, 100%.
And so when going back to that Eddie Murphy cassette, was this a Walkman situation or a boombox situation?
It was a boombox situation.
So everyone enjoyed it.
We were sitting in the basement listening to Eddie Murphy and quoting it. And not even 100% understanding it, but knowing it was like, this is great. Also, it was like the height of Eddie Murphy. Like Eddie Murphy was
Eddie
enormous.
Murphy Raw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the one where he wore the red leather. Was that Raw?
I think it was Raw.
Delirious. One of them. But like, he was huge. So we would quote stuff. I remember distinctly in high school, like Monday would basically be what characters were on SNL. And us basically, my first audience was your buddies at the cafeteria table. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all we were trying to make laugh. Like, I wasn't even thinking about a stage. I wasn't a performer as a kid. So, like, it was more just like like-minded friends who liked, dumb character bits.
So as you're walking in school Monday morning, it was like, did you watch Saturday Night Live over the weekend?
Pretty much. Or there was a high likelihood that some of us were together watching it, or just replaying, or just, well, isn't that special? Like doing the catchphrases of the characters.
So like jumping a little bit ahead, what is your comedy education and what was your journey in that and who pointed you in that direction?
Ooh, good. This is a good question. I feel like also when I was just talking, I should say Phil Hartman.
Oh,
Phil Hartman, I think, gets his respect and due, but when I was a kid, he wasn't the shiniest object, but as an adult, I recognized how much he did for the show and how I patterned myself kind of after him. Like, I loved his utility player style, and he was just so good and everything.
Yeah.
So, like, I think my education, to a certain extent, one is like formulated and started by the stuff you ingest, right? Like what sort of shapes your own sense of humor. So the humans that are around me, the shows that I watch. Like my dad loved Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. So the reason I loved him, so he took me to Stir Crazy when I was way too young, like to see it. And like also my dad was a big, like he loved VHS. So we had tons of tapes. So like he would show me movies that I shouldn't be seeing probably. But so all of that stuff was certainly a part of it. I learned so much from watching Carol Burnett, watching Lucille Ball. And then like formalizing it, I took a drama class in high school and that was real fun, but I was like still
Now, did
scary.
you do that just on a whim or was there a teacher that was like, hey, you should really, go try this out?
I'm trying to think. Like one of my best friends in high school, and still is one of my good friends, is a handsome fellow, and he was an actor, and he was like an actor, and he has a great voice, and he can sing, and he he was doing it. And I was like, I could do that. Like, I could be funny. But, like, he had, like, actual tools and technique, and I was just, like, a dumb goofball. So I think it started there. And then, you know, I have to say that, like, teachers were had an enormous impact on me of, like, guiding you, like, giving you the right amount of support, or like, hey, you do a good job at this. You could do this. And then technique and all of that. And then I started to really study it more in college. And that was, like, seminal in my change of, like, I want to do this. Like, I was probably 20.
When you went into college, what were you, like, when you first started in college as a freshman, what was your major? What were you focusing on? And then it shifted.
My major, I still graduated with the major, but I added a minor. But my major was rhetoric.
Okay.
So it was like, it was under the Department of Speech Communication. So it was like a liberal arts degree that kind of mixed philosophy and public speaking and that sort of stuff, but then, like, rooted in sort of academic stuff. I don't know why I was interested in that, but I was really interested in philosophy and history. But the rhetoric is the art of persuasion, I guess. And so everything is rhetoric. This table is rhetoric. Design is rhetoric. Anyways, but then I added a theater minor, acting, directing minor. And those teachers were amazing, my professors there. But for kind of kicks and support of a friend was auditioning for the college musical, and she asked if I could go with her to support her. And the story, she didn't get a role and I did. Yes. And it was in Greece, and I was one of the T-Birds, and it was super fun. And I was like, I want to do more of this. And then I went back home on a break, winter break, I think it was, and saw a show at Second City for the first time as an adult and was like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Because I like plays, I like performance, but sketch comedy spoke to me in a way. It's like, oh, I get to do all these different things in the same amount of time that a play is. Like, that really excited me.
And so now you're done with college. Did you go ahead? And you graduated from Second City?
Yes. So, by the way, my education's never stopped.
Okay.
Like, I got an MFA 3 months ago.
From?
Emerson College.
I know. You know what? Because we are Facebook friends. I think I knew that. I want to say
So, like, I've never stopped. So I studied at Second City. I studied at UCB. I studied at IO. I studied anywhere I could. And then recently, I was like, I should go get an MFA, and I did.
Because why not?
I felt like wasting $100,000.
How did the wife feel about that?
She was super supportive.
I love that.
My wife is the best.
She's the best.
She really is. She's the best and so supportive, and was 100% on board with it.
So take me to the audition. We're going to skip ahead now to MADtv. How did you find out about the audition for MADtv? Was it a cattle call? Was it an agent manager that sent you?
I was hired when I was from Chicago.
Okay.
So I still lived in Chicago. I was doing Second City.
Was it Blasucci? Mm-hmm. So did he scout you at Second City, Chicago? Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think that there was a local Chicago casting director working with Julie Ashton, who is the casting director here, that set up some auditions. But then they would periodically come see shows at Second City. And so they happened to come see shows, which is like a really great showcase for the performers, because now they're watching you do your thing for a 2-act show. So, like, it's way better than your 5 minutes, though you still go do your 5 minutes. But, like, what a great opportunity. So then I believe Dick came and saw the show, maybe with Julie or with someone else from a local casting director. And then my first call audition was in Chicago. And it wasn't necessarily a cattle call, but it was basically anybody that was doing comedy in Chicago was auditioning. So like a lot of people.
Do you remember, like in your 5, do you remember what characters or impressions you did during that?
Vaguely, I definitely did a version of Kurt Jones, the evangelical salesman, the car salesman, and I am not an impressionist. Like I'm character person first, so like I wanted to have like a weird take on any impressions. So I distinctly remember doing Ted Knight. But like the thing that I thought about was funny about Ted Knight is when he was on Too Close for Comfort, the way he would say Monroe. So he'd go like Monroe, like, and so I thought that was funny. So I made it. It was Ted Knight talking about the Monroe Doctrine, and then basically saying Monroe as many times as possible, but getting more and more frustrated every time I said Monroe. Very not a timely impression, even at the time. I think Ted Knight was dead then, but it was like, I'm going to do these bits. I did Billy Corgan getting a suggestion for an improv show. Can I get a suggestion? Something like that. It was so stupid. I did Enrique Iglesias singing a song up in Spanish called Where Are My Pants? Just brilliant impressions.
Hey, it worked.
I was like, I just wanted to do a bit. I kept thinking about like, okay, I'm not an impressionist. Also, at the time, Frank Caeti was on the show. There's one guy in the world that looks like me and has a name that sounds like me.
Yes.
And I ended up on the same TV show as he did.
Did you guys overlap?
Yeah. My first season was his
How was
last.
that for you?
He was the best.
Was that difficult? I mean, I know you're not filling his shoes, but did people ever confuse you?
For sure. All the time. He's way more famous than I am. He has way more money than I do. He was so great. He was wonderful to me. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I was competition for him in any way, other than we have similar sounding names and similar frames. But like, our skill set's totally different. But he was so wonderful. He put me on it. He was doing the NFL Sunday stuff. Mm-hmm. So like within my first couple weeks at MAD, he had me do a bit on NFL Sunday. He was just so cool. He was very warm and sweet, and wonderful. He was great.
I think the last time I saw him, I ran into him at LAX, and we were on the same plane. And I want to say he was in first class. And if I remember correctly, my seat was the very, very back row that wouldn't even recline.
Oh, the back.
And so when I got on, I saw him in line, and then he started yelling at everyone on the plane for me to go to the back with the rest of the cattle.
He said it to you.
Very loudly. I'm like, thank you, Frank. Oh. He's a great guy. And he was wearing pajama pants with 8 balls on them. I remember that very distinctly. I'm like, oh, well, wear your pajamas, Frank.
Yeah.
He's like, you know why, Brandee? Because I fucking can. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. He was probably up at 5 a.m. calling a radio station doing voices.
Oh, yes. He would always come into Post Logic. He was the main announcer, like, there towards the end. So, question for you. What was it like for you on your first day of or even when you first walked out onto the MADtv stage and you just realized, like, my life, this is going to be a different job than I've ever had before. How did that feel for you? And were you overwhelmed, or were you like, this is going to be the best and I'm going to hit it out of the park?
I think that at that time, I don't think you have any perspective in that moment. Mm-hmm. So like, it's all a bit of a whirlwind. Like a few weeks prior, I was doing a show at Second City and living in Chicago, and now I'm in LA shooting a television show. So like that in and of itself is weird and kind of a big transition. But I don't feel like I had the perspective because I think I was so focused, like, do the job. Like, so I think I was also very fortunate to have, to a certain extent, it was a soft landing. Like, I knew Keegan prior.
Okay.
I knew Jordan. I knew Ike a little bit. So some of the folks that were there, I kind of knew. Rich Tellerico, Tammy Sager was a writer at the time. Like, so there were a few people that were like a generation or two ahead of me at Second City, but familiar faces. So it wasn't completely unfamiliar. But yeah, it was certainly wildly different. Like first taping day, like being in front of the studio audience I'd never been on a multicam set before, but it was fun. Like the natural ability of like live performance, that kind of kicks in. So like it definitely speaks to you because there's an audience there, you know? And even though you're not necessarily playing to them, you're playing to camera, that wasn't unnatural, but it was different. Timing is different because you're waiting for the light for the camera. So it's like Caliendo was really good at that, and I learned from observing. So was Michael McDonald, like really good at like our natural comic timing is going to be different on stage, but television comic timing is a little different. You got to wait for the light. Like, so some of the time it's like waiting for the camera to get on you to deliver your joke or wait the moment, clear the laugh and go. But I think it was pretty surreal. It also is one of those things like in Chicago, it's a big town with tons of comic talent, but when somebody's getting plucked up for a coastal job, everybody knows. So it does feel a little bit pressureful of like everybody is aware, oh, this person's going elsewhere, right? So I think it was pretty surreal. I'm trying to think like in that first week what I did, and I can't remember.
Did they put you up in a... Did you have time to have an apartment, or did they put you up in a hotel?
They put me up in a hotel through the audition process, but then I got a corporate apartment for a bit while I was here my first season. Because also the way that it worked out, I don't know if you remember this, but the new folks, I think you were only guaranteed like 4 or 6 episodes.
Yeah,
so it was like,
that.
I don't know if I need to pick up and move.
Right.
So I got in Burbank on Olive, the Oakwood.
Oh.
Yep.
Solid Oakwood.
Then the Oakwood. Solid Oakwood. Yep. And I stayed there. And then sometimes I would stay, if it was less than 30 days during production, because they kept upping me, right? And like, so I didn't know how long I was going to be here. So then I started staying at a hotel on Sunset, but not a fancy hotel.
A murder
hotel.
Okay, yeah.
And it was like, I'm a Midwestern frugal person. I'm like, this is not going to last. I'm going to sit here in this hotel room and worry if I'm going to die or not.
Did you read or Brooks it like Shawshank? Like put your name up there. Frank was here.
Brooks was here. But I didn't hang myself. I guess the only difference between me and Brooks was Brooks hung himself.
And Red made it to Mexico.
He did.
He did.
Andy Dufresne.
He survived.
Yep.
So at MAD has created some of the most unforgettable characters. So when you create a character, and this also goes back to like even like improv or even sketch, Second City, what comes first for you? Is it the voice, the physicality, the attitude, or something else entirely?
I think it's different every time. So I will say, because they all inform each other. So I think physicality is a great way into character because if you get your body in it, it's easy to follow with your attitude and voice. Like it almost does the work for you to a certain extent. So I would say I'd lead probably physicality most frequently, but sometimes it's like finding a voice and you're just like, what can my voice do? Like back to my college education, one of my professors used to say, have a day with your face. And they were basically saying, like, if this is your instrument, you should know how to play your instrument. So, like, what does your face do? And you should be in control of that face. So some of the time it's like thinking about your face. It's like, same thing with voice, especially for sketch and improv. Like, if I can make vocal changes, that could be an entryway into character. So I think they all kind of help each other. And I also just love people that act from head to toe. Like, it isn't just vocal acting. Like, now I'm doing a voice and therefore I'm totally different. Like, it's like, well, no, what's their perspective? What's their POV? What situation are they in? And how is their body informed and match this voice? You know? So I think it's very helpful. I teach a lot about how you can use your body to get into character because I think people are so cerebral or vocal driven. So, you know, but like if your posture's different everything changes. Everything hurts, Brandee. When are you going to stop asking me questions? Give me...
This is like there's an improv game. It's a where everybody walks around the room, and then your body morphs, and then you become that. You become that, and then it just starts getting bigger and bigger.
Never heard of
and
this
then
game.
You have to start. What is that game called? You're like, I don't fucking know.
I don't know what it is. I care. I know what you mean, though. It's like an exercise.
It's an exercise.
Like spacewalk?
It
Like
is like
Viola Spolin's spacewalk?
It is a spacewalk. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, like
and
where you...
and then you
Or is it
stop,
like...
and you have to become whatever physicality you are in that moment.
Yeah. And then it's like, stop. Who are you? Hi, neighbor. Yeah. That's good, though. Like, it's a justification.
Oh, it's absolutely. It's
Because
one
if
of my
I just sit
favorites.
here and think of a character, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like you embody something, you sort of become it. Like the moment that I hunch over, it's easy to become that, right? Like, it just is.
So if I wrote a sketch and handed you the script, right?
I would tear it up.
You would, and then throw it back in my face.
Because I don't do sketch comedy anymore.
I've retired, Brandee.
No, if you wrote a sketch, sorry.
And then I'm like, okay, well, here's this character. His name is Blue. He drives a Camaro, and
Okay. Keep talking.
He keeps live trout in his in a fish tank in the back of the trunk. So then, now that you know that, do you just take off with that information, and how would you bring that physicality to it?
Well, I mean, you think about an attitude, you know. I got to Trans Am with some trout in the back. Hey.
Are you listening to some Skinnerd?
Well, I mean, sometimes. I got a classic rock, tape that I put in. It's got Skinner, some Kansas, Boston, other locations that are also bands. I think information is all key for you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there's a superficiality of, like, there's a surface level sketch character, right? But the more that you can dive yourself into that character with any believability, which will never, ever really be exposed in the story of the sketch, but if they feel lived in or real, then they become more sustainable. Because a lot of things sort of, like a sketch character, if it's a balloon and you blow up that balloon and let it go, it fizzles quickly. So it's like, how can I fill it with information and air that feels like I'm letting the air out slowly, and then this character feels more sustainable.
Okay.
But I think that's what's so fun about it. You get to be all these different, interesting people. It's so fun. But like with the script, like there would be a process, because some of the time you see the page and like it speaks to you and you go right away, right? You got something. And then other times it's like, okay, I got to find it. I got to figure out. But the first thing, this was really bad of me too, because at Second City and then in acting training, you serve the scene, not yourself, which is not necessarily the best training for television sketch comedy. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember Jordan saying to me, like, and even Tammy said to me once, it was like, there was a bit that we were doing, and I was like the second of third in a bit. I was like, well, I don't want to go too big because I want the third person to top me, right? And they're like, basically, no, just go for it. Like, don't worry about that. Like, and like Jordan's thought was like, he's like, nobody was holding back on In Loving Color. Everybody's going for it. Mm-hmm. Just go for it. You're on MADtv. Just go for it. Like, even if you're not the main thing. But I was always thinking, like, I'm serving the scene, right? No, don't do that. Just go for it, which I get. Like, it was good advice. But I would say, what is the purpose of the scene? I want to know the scene. I want to understand. And then hopefully you get to a place where you feel like, oh, that character feels distinct and specific and fun. Because people pop on and you could love them right away.
Now, were you just an actor at MAD, or were you a writer-actor? Because everyone had different contracts.
So I was a writer, what they called a contributing writer, and a series regular. So I don't know how it was for other folks, but it was certainly expected for us to pitch and create characters. They kind of dissuaded you from writing the first draft because then that's when it became you were paid as a writer as well.
Oh, gotcha.
So I only did that a few times. Most of the time I would partner with a writer, and then if the writer's name was on the draft, then they. But if I wrote something by myself as an actor on the show, I think I got a bump in pay or something.
Okay.
And then you get credited differently too.
Right.
But it was certainly expected. And I think if you wanted bits on the show, you had to pitch. And that was also the most fun. That's also kind of how MADtv or any of those kind of shows, SNL, et cetera, ruin you because you have so much agency to create. Mm-hmm. And that's so fun. I get to do bits and that I may have wrote or created or worked with, co-created. So I love doing that. It was a blast. And so I tried to write. And also the entire time I was at MAD, I was the least senior male cast member.
Oh, really?
So I had to write because nothing against the writing staff. Of course, if they wanted their material to get on, they're going to more so write for senior cast members because it has a higher likelihood of getting on.
Gotcha.
So I had to kind of create stuff for myself or at least distinguish myself.
Or fight for yourself.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't necessarily positioned that way, but I think for all intents and purposes, it was. It was, it was competitive, and I probably, you don't have to be a jerk about it because it's best joke wins. Though even that, some of the time, that's not true. From the table read, what killed at the read may not get picked.
Right.
And you're oh. So you never know, but I go do my best and try to forget about it,
Well, we've come to the sponsorship portion. What? Of the podcast. So speaking of character development, what?
Go on.
Go on. Yes. There is a really great comedy club in Santa Monica called The Crow, located in the Bergamont Station Arts Center. It also happens to be a super inclusive 501c3 nonprofit theater. The Crow is one of those spaces that uses comedy and storytelling for good. I highly recommend catching a show, taking some classes to develop your comedy or your tight 10, jump into one of their open mics, or even enroll your kids in their summer comedy camp. They have comedy camps for kids. What? Caw-caw! Or maybe just go see a hilarious show in one of their 2 theaters with no drink minimum and free parking. What?
What?
So please visit crowcomedy.com for classes, shows, and tickets.
www.
Look up here.
Free parking?
Free parking.
I want to go just for the free parking.
The train rolls right into the parking lot as well. It's kind of eerie when you're there late at night and fog has rolled in from the ocean. It's pretty spectacular. I mean, I'm from Kansas, so lots of things impress me. But that is one of them.
And I'm people arrive.
We're
doing our show now.
This is a people mover.
They do everybody has a space. There's space for everyone in comedy.
There is. Unless you came in on, what was it, the train from Buscan? Those little zombies, because they move fast. Those were slippery little suckers.
Slippery little
Not
suckers.
going to outrun them. COVID-20, I'm going to die. All right, we're going to go back to the interview now, Frank.
Oh.
We're at the halfway point. All right. Did you have a favorite sketch or character that you created?
I mean, there's so many things that I was proud of. There's something extra, speaking of the writing, anytime you had a hand in writing or creating something, there's an extra level of pride because it kind of started with you or you were a creative force behind it. But then there was also some really fun things that happened that were gifts from the writers. So many things were such a blast. I think when I think about the things that stood with me, it was the pride of the things you created or had sort of did the heavy lifting on to make it come to fruition because you're with those characters longer. But I would say there were so many things that I had a blast doing. And I was pretty fortunate. And even though I was only there for a couple seasons, I got a lot of fun characters on. So here's a funny story. I don't know if this is my favorite character, but it's a funny story. We were doing like a Law and Order bit, and Ike and I were like, it was like, the bit was like very quick, and it was kind of about how they just find weird bodies everywhere in Law and Order. So we were like two guys like pulling stuff off of in a shipyard or something. And we had like 3 lines between the two of us. It wasn't a whole lot. But they dressed us and we were supposed to be like Italian. So I go, before we did it, because it was such a short bit, I was like, are we like Italian or are we like Italian? And then whoever was directing was like, you're Italian, but that needs to be a character. And then that became a character that Katie Dippold and Guy Stevenson wrote with my helping with the character. So that was really fun because it was like an accident. Like, I don't know what this is. And then they're like, oh, okay. Right. Because you didn't know how. It was like, we're just supposed to be guys. Like, you got that box? Okay. What? And there was a dead person.
There's a dead body here.
Yeah.
Where does this dead body come from?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, too. It's like, I don't know. There were so many fun things. It was a blast.
Did you have a cast member that you found it difficult to perform with because you were having a hard time keeping a straight face with them?
Not really. No, not just because I was so locked in and I wanted to do a good job. And I also, since I was the least senior member, I was like, I can't be the one to indulge in breaking.
Right.
So like, I definitely try to keep it under wraps. I think so many people are so funny, but also you're surrounded by these people that have so much energy and talent that like you want to just be focused. So I think I was focused most of the time. Jordan could really make me laugh. Jordan is an extremely funny person. But everybody gets you. They're all so talented and funny. Like, I feel like maybe Jordan was challenging to not break. But I really just wanted to bring your A game, like, so had I been on longer, maybe I would be like a little bit more willing to break or ruin a take or like, I certainly can smile and stuff. And there's moments, that I think that could happen, but I was trying to focus and lock in.
Okay. MADtv demanded incredible range. So in 1 week, you might play 5 completely different characters. How did that constant transformation change you as a performer?
Oh, it ruins you because you're not going to do that anywhere else. Like you're going to probably play one character for the duration of the film or the series or the episode or whatever. So like, you're never going to have that much fun. Like, it's so fun. It can be challenging for that very reason, like trying to make everything distinct and also not knowing what's moving forward from week to week. But yeah, I feel like it changed. It certainly, bolstered a skill set that I was already working in sketch comedy and improv and loving to play characters. So it certainly made me better at it because it was just a next level work with next level people. But yeah, I mean, you had such fun freedom that you wouldn't have elsewhere, to play that kind of these big, outrageous sketch characters.
Did you ever have a sketch or a character that you pitched that was rejected and you're still like, ugh, it was so good, but it didn't make it?
Yes. This is the one that I feel like the one that got away.
Okay,
and I stand by this idea. So one summer, that song Crazy by Gnarls Barkley was huge. Maybe I'm crazy. That one?
Yeah.
That one, Gnarls Barkley. I thought it would be amazing to do I Think I'm Swayze, like Patrick Swayze before he died. And so I wrote a whole parody song, and so the chorus was like, I think I'm Swayze, and like, so then it's just all these bits of this guy thinking he's Patrick Swayze, so like doing the Dirty Dancing thing and like whatever Red Dawn and Ghosts, you know.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, thank you. Ripping out a guy's throat, whatever. Like all the fun stuff. And I was like, this is a good bit. This is funny. Didn't make it.
Who can I call and blame? Because I would have been on board with that. That's great.
Alfred E. Newman.
Fuck that guy. Even if he is just on a magazine, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Did you ever have anything like absolutely ridiculous happen to you on set or in front of a live taping that you're like, how is this my life right now? But this is awesome.
There's so many things that I can think of with that, like, it's so fun. The energy of, because they wisely loaded into audiences when we would shoot on Friday nights.
Yeah.
So like that was always a blast to just watch the audience come in and listen to them laugh. Or like sometimes I would sit in the audience if I wasn't in a sketch and just watch playback and be out there with them. But I feel like one day that really stuck out to me was there was one day when I was on the show, we were shooting at Hollywood Center, and there was a day that the lot felt like what you think a movie studio lot would be like. Like there was an elephant like walking around, like doing something in another stage. And then Scarlett Johansson was shooting a commercial, and she was kind of dressed like Marilyn Monroe. Like she was in a white dress, and she was just like had 20 people around her, and she was like as beautiful as you would expect. Like it was just like, oh, that's a movie star. Like all of these things happening. I think there was like, I'm trying to think of what else there was, but like there's golf carts and all that stuff, but like people dressed, there was a person dressed as a showgirl on a golf cart. So it was like all this weird stuff, and it's like, this is exactly what it should be like. And none of them were related to us. They were just shooting on other things because we had our own little pocket of ridiculousness happening in this there. But that felt like, oh, now we're in Hollywood, you know. It was
I remember
fun.
one time walking from my office to the soundstage, and a golf cart just went by, and you're like, it's Madonna. That was amazing.
That's Madonna. Yeah.
It's Madonna.
I'm like, of course it is.
I've made it, and that just has nothing to do with me, her driving by, but yeah, that was great.
That's cool.
Was there ever a character that you found yourself slipping back into, like after the camera stopped rolling? Like you're a parent now. Like, did you ever like yell at your kids as maybe, you know, the Jesus car salesman or something?
I'm trying to think. I mean, there are many like kind of stock things that you might go to, like, you know, some sort of version of a cowboy, you know, like it's like whatever voices, you know, you could use for storytelling when your kids are little. And I made the mistake of sort of abandoning books and improvising stories, which was now an incredible mental weight for me at the end of the night with my children as an exhausted parent. But I feel like I fall into like some version of a stock version of like different things that you might do, you know. But I feel like the one that I've used that the evangelical salesperson I used in a different bit for something I wrote that was a preacher, but is like from the Church of Darwin, so they just talk about science. And so that's one that I've kind of repurposed, but is very similar to like the mega church Kurt Jones like energy.
Did you keep anything from the show? And if so, do you still have it?
Yes. For the 250th episode, we got an iPod, which I don't use anymore, but I still have it. It was like engraved. It was really cool.
Oh, nice.
And at the time, I used it. And then there were some other things that we got. And then every once in a while, wardrobe, like, because there were times where you wore clothes as yourself, like for intros or, you know, outros or whatever. So some of those clothes they gave to us, but then those clothes were cool at the time, but not cool anymore. So I think at some point I donated them. But I definitely have a few little items that I kept.
Okay.
The iPod is the one that sticks out the most to me.
Okay.
So I was like, this is so cool.
That's fancy. That I had left by that point because I never got anything fancy.
Sorry.
It's all right. I'll get over it. Do you still hang out or see any coworkers?
I sort of, I'm in touch with some people, but I don't see anybody with great frequency anymore, unfortunately. And it isn't, I would say I will take accountability in that I probably just the fog of being a parent and then time and pandemic and et cetera, et cetera. I still text with a few people here and there. I'm certainly friendly with if I run into anybody, but like I would say nobody that I talk to with great frequency, which I'm kind of sad about because I could have done a better job of maintaining that. But that's like, to me, is like not even a MADtv thing. It's an LA thing that is like, oh, it's hard to maintain relationships unless you descend upon or have a reason to see those people consistently because you have to work at it. And now I add in parenting and job scramble, et cetera, just becomes harder. But I wish everybody well, and I run into people here and there. Like I just saw Steph Weir at a improv show.
Okay.
And I stay in touch. Like Ike and I are both huge Chicago sports fans, so I text with him about Chicago sports. And try to see some folks here and there, but unfortunately, I wish I were better at that.
It's time, and it's a big town, so
yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, but I'm sort of sad that I didn't maintain those as well as I could have, but it's just like the direction life goes.
Well, knowing is half the battle, Frank, and now that you are aware of it, you can change your ways. Come on out, everybody. Just come on.
Oh, you know who I see too? Mo. I see Mo.
Okay.
But I never worked with Mo. But I run into Mo more frequently.
Because, see, I would think, because I would run into, like, Andy Daly at UCB every now and then. And you don't run into him?
I don't think I've ever met Andy Daly.
Really?
Yeah.
We need to change that. Andy Daly's good people.
He's very funny.
Very funny guy. Question for you. Do you have any advice for anyone starting out in comedy today?
I think the landscape is very different than when I came up. But I would say the thing that I learned the hard way in my own career is I sort of was fortunate in that I had institutional support that sort of moved me through their systems. So like I went to Chicago, I studied at Second City, I got out of the touring company, the resident company. Like I had institutional support that helped me climb rungs of a ladder. And I think after MAD, there was you're sort of dropped in LA and like going, oh, what's the next thing? And there is no if this, then this. And so I wish I were more independent and proactive in my spirit, but I think I allowed institutions to kind of dictate the next thing for me, which I was fortunate. But I would just say to the next generation, make your own stuff. And now everybody has a social media platform that is essentially a sketch comedy platform or a character platform that they could use. But I would encourage people, you will learn so much from live performance. I think we're surrounded by cameras and people can do that, but you'll learn so much about doing comedy by doing it in front of a live audience, which I would encourage people to get up there and bomb and kill and everything in between.
And also just going to shows.
Oh, yeah.
You can educate yourself from just watching other people do it.
Yeah, I think
no matter where you're
inspiration
at.
Comes often from the outside. So like you're going to see something and learn and develop your almost style and taste. So I would also say don't subscribe to one school of thought because I think everybody thinks that there's like a proprietary way to do it and do it the right way. Which is like, do it your way. That'll be the most interesting thing. And hopefully it can fit in with the style of wherever this place you're doing, but ultimately your integrity, the art and the integrity of the art is up to the artist, not the audience or the place they're at.
You're so wise. Do you teach on top of all of this, Frank?
I do teach.
Where do you teach at?
I just got a job. I'm a professor.
See, we're like almost done with this interview, and you're still bringing out information to me. Where are you teaching at?
I'm going to be a professor of theater at Colorado State University.
Is your whole family moving, or are you just doing like a semester at a time?
I have a 9-month contract, so I'll go do it, and it'll give us more time to figure out what's next for us as a family. But
will you be flying back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I have to spend a great deal of time there.
Okay,
But my family's still in LA.
Comedy fans, go enroll.
At Colorado State University.
And you start in the fall?
I start, in like 2 weeks.
Just a few weeks. Damn. All right, so you may not be able to get in this season.
You probably can. It's a big school. I don't know if you can get into the theater. You have to audition to be a theater major now.
Okay.
The department has grown quite a bit.
I kind of want to go to Colorado State University.
It's in a lovely place. Fort Collins, Colorado is amazing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful state. I'm super jealous of your students. Let's see. Do you have any parting words for fans of MADtv?
Oh, thank you for watching.
Do you still get recognized?
Rarely,
Okay.
but thank you for watching. I mean, I feel very fortunate. It was a weird time in my life, and I feel like I didn't have perspective to know what I had at that time. And I don't think it's a perfect job for anybody, but I'm very fond of the opportunity and the people I got to work with. And I'm very fond of the folks that watched it because the MADtv fans love it. Mm-hmm. And so that was such a cool thing to be a part of a show that was on for 14 seasons and is like historic in its own way for sketch comedy as we know it on late night television. Like, I don't know SNL obviously is a behemoth and huge thing that's been running for so long, but like there isn't much that rivaled it.
Yeah.
And Mad did for a while there, so that's cool. We
just did a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and MADtv fans are loyal, and they were so kind, and it was a lovely hour.
That's cool.
So do you have anything that you would like to promote other than, you teaching at in Colorado?
You can enroll in classes, Colorado State.
Hey.
Come on down. You are a theater major, and you are a theater major.
And you get snowshoes, and you get snowshoes.
And you disappoint your parents, and you disappoint your parents. It's what is something to promote? This is a weird time because for the first time in quite some time, I'm still writing. So I write a lot. My MFA is in screenwriting, so I've been writing more. So you can check me out on Film Freeway, or you can go to my website, and it's www.frankcaeti.com. I had a hard time saying my name. What a weird name. I have like a K at the end of my first name and then a K sound. Who did this?
Your parents were assholes, Frank. They
do not like my name.
They clearly did not think this through.
They didn't. They were assholes.
Now, before we sat down to interview, I asked you about, because you'd done some other things in the past, and I'm putting it out there, I'm manifesting it, that Twist Your Dickens will come back, that Frankly My Frank, I Don't Give a Frank will come back, which is Frank's one-man show, and also my personal favorite, Planes, Trains, and ... because that was absolutely incredible, and you played John Candy's character. So
Del Griffith. Yeah, I hope it does too. Maybe it will, so be on the lookout. It's essentially a homage to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And we added some music and improv, and it's real silly and fun. And I watched it with adult eyes and said, this could be a play because there's so many great 2- and 3-person scenes. So the concept is one actor plays Del Griffith, one actor plays Neil Page, and then one actor plays everyone else.
I've seen it numerous times, and I absolutely could not recommend it more.
Oh, thanks.
It's so
I hope
good.
it comes back. It's such a great. It'll be back in some way. I just don't know when and where.
Okay. Well, my next question was, like, where can fans of MADtv find you, or fans of comedy? Where can they find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram, Frank Caeti, FrankCaeti. I look at TikTok, but I don't really do anything there. But Instagram is probably my best social media as far as like promotion or anything like that. And look out for me on the airwaves, man.
We're on the slopes in Colorado.
On the slopes of Colorado. Bong rip. Yeah, you can find me walking from class to class in Fort Collins. That's where you can find me, looking for the best sandwich in Fort Collins.
Oh, okay. All right. Heads up, stalkers.
Yep.
Frank, we did it. We've made it to the end credits. Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. I appreciate you so much.
My pleasure.
And now
Please.
this is
Do you have
the
to do
part
an
where
outro?
I read the credits. What?
I'll read the credits. So you've stopped asking me questions?
Do you want to read the end credits like that?
Yes.
You should probably read the end credits like that. I'm just going to sit here.
But it's going to be slow. Want me to do it faster?
However you want.
Because I could do like that.
Jesus, car salesman.
Mad Rewind is recorded at the studio venue between the largest IKEA in the United States and the 5 freeway, just south of fancy downtown Burbank. Please visit thestudiovenue.com for all your podcast needs. Mad Rewind is produced by Dan Holden, who loves the Lord, and Lily Romero, who also loves the Lord. Engineered by Kyle and Teresa Tucker, non-believers, edited by Kyle Tucker, and hosted and executive produced by Brandee Stilwell.
That's
Whee! Thank you for spending your time with us. You're appreciated. XOXO. Me!
We did it. Yeah, I always thank you. Thank you, fans. Thank you, Frank. My alarm went off. Hopefully I killed it.
What is it
in time.
for?
I work on 3 television shows, and I set reminders to do things at night, and we're recording at night. And when you were a while ago, you were like, did you need to know the time? And I was like, did I turn the alarm off? Maybe we'll finish in time. We didn't. It's fine. Anyway, that's our show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We are a little train that could. I know you have lots of podcast choices, so thank you for spending your time with us. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. We did it. We did it, Frank. Yeah.